Welcome to the podcast. It's time to have Moses time. Welcome to the podcast. It's time to have Moses time.
We are live. We're live, boys.
And we're
Eh,
You guys can't see me yet, can you?
I can see you. Can you see me?
No. I think it's taking a second for it to load since I minimized it and brought it back up.
Oh. What is going
How
on?
the
There we go.
holidays been? How have the holidays been, fellas? There you
Really good. Actually, I got to do everything I wanted to do on New Year's. I don't know how I got the timing perfect, but I did. I was able to squeeze in working all day, spending a little bit of time with my kids before I went to my girlfriend's. Got to go to my girlfriend's, have some fun. Came back just in time to count down for the new year, and I bought fireworks on the way home. They're I don't know if you've seen these. They're like little balls, and essentially you're supposed to just it's supposed to be a shower of sparks. But if you light it and time it perfectly, you can throw it up in the air, and it'll burst in the middle of the air.
go. Oh wow, nice. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. So we got 9 of them, and we were able to count down with the boom and boom and throw some up. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh nice. Right on. That sounds like a good night. I went to a karaoke party at with a friend of a friend, and it was a lot of fun. They lived in a huge house on a huge property, and there was people shooting fireworks all over the place. And since their backyard was so big and there was nothing in the way, you just had a real good view of everything. And I got to do a lot of karaoke songs. There wasn't a lot of people singing, so I got to go up a lot.
What was what was the song you wanted to sing the most? Like you're like,
Oh,
this has to be on here.
I don't know that there's ever a song that I want to sing the most. Well, maybe sometimes, but no, I don't think there was one. But I got to do a few. I did Sandy from Grease. I did Sweet Transvestite from Rocky Horror Picture Show. I did a Matchbox 20 song. Did a Buck Cherry song. A few more.
Which Matchbox 20 song?
Back to Good.
Nice choice.
That's my go-to Matchbox 20.
Oh, okay. That's like one thing we have in common. You're one of the only other people I know that's a Matchbox 20 fan.
Yeah, I love them. I never got to see them live until just a few years ago, and they were fantastic. Put on a great show.
Nice. I remember that one year they were supposed to come here with the Goo Goo Dolls, and they ended up canceling because of Sheriff Joe Arpaio, if I'm correct, right? His policies.
Remember why? I just remember the show got canceled, but that was like a dream concert for me because Goo Goo Dolls and Matchbox 20 were huge for me in the late 90s, early 2000s. They're my two of my favorites.
Same here.
A
I had
lot.
their Black Remains album with it came with that poster, and I actually had it for a long time before I finally took it down because I didn't want it to get ruined.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, but I had that album and Matchbox 20's first album
Hmm.
were into my music. Where is where I fell in love with music. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Technical difficulty.
A lot of bands ended up canceling that year. It wasn't necessarily Joe Arpaio. It was because we weren't willing to change our policies on the border.
Oh, I thought it
That
was
being an issue for those bands. I remember Maroon 5 did that. That upset me, so I stopped listening to them. And not for any particular reason other than the music shouldn't be political. You know, there's people here that don't agree with the policies either. Why should they not be able to see the concert live, to pay to see your concert live? You know, that annoyed
yeah.
me. So I don't know, maybe I just stayed away from finding that out. But I didn't realize that if that was the reason that show got canceled.
I only know that
Yeah.
because it was when System of a Down got back together, like after their long breakup, and they had a show scheduled here, and then they're like, "We're not playing there because of your policies." And I was like, "God damn it! I really wanted to listen to you guys. Stop being little bitches and just come here and play."
Yeah. And now and then something's coming back to me. Maybe this is right, maybe this is not. But it seemed like they had this tour going, Matchbox 20 and Goo Goo Dolls. But every few shows or whatever, they both wouldn't be there. Only one would be, and like they do shows separately. So it's like when they got to Phoenix, that's a night that they were apart, so they weren't playing together here. And
No,
maybe
they
that's why
were.
I didn't go. I don't remember.
No, they were supposed to. It was because of the policy change. Because I remember that. I remember dumb stuff for some reason. Like I don't remember everything because, well, we all know why we didn't remember everything. But that night we were at one of our house parties, and me and you were talking about it in the backyard. We were sitting there.
Remember?
It was one of the times we were just like hanging out outside, and I brought up like I think I heard you mention Matchbox 20, and I was like, oh shit, you like them too? 'Cause I was like, even though we were in the band, like we never really talked about like all our musical interests. We just had like
Yeah, so we were
I
just talking about our music that we were doing.
I mean, we would talk about some influences, like, but not everything. Like I don't know if Matchbox 20 necessarily was an influence in your writing,
Yeah,
but
couldn't say that either. So
exactly. So I honestly I wouldn't have known until until their concert, and then I remember we were talking about it where I was like, how shitty is it that they're not going to come to? So, but
we'll
yeah, I
get
thought it
Bob.
was because of the stop and the
I
stop
love
and
Matchbox
search laws
20.
that Joe Arpaio was doing, like the border. It was the border, but I thought it was more importantly about the stop and search. It was like her stop and ID. It was like they were stopping potential illegal aliens just to try to see if they were illegal. It wasn't like they had any just cause to pull them over, other than they were Hispanic, essentially, which is why
Yeah,
there were so many.
I'm a big Matchbox 20 fan, and I didn't vote for that. I would have paid to see him if they could come here. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Music should not. You, you
be
shouldn't like choose
political.
your audience based on that. You know, like anybody that wants to listen should be able to listen. The music should be for everybody.
Yeah, yeah, because like you said, I mean, it's not like everybody. Just because a majority of people might have voted for the policy doesn't mean that everybody did. So it's like you're penalizing, you know, half or a little less than half of the population of one whole entire state
Yeah.
because
And just
anyway.
to be clear,
But
I think the music can be political itself. I'm fine with that. I just don't think they should choose the audience and where they're going to play based on that.
yeah,
I mean, to a certain extent, I don't know. I just got all the exceptions coming in my head. Like, would you go to this country and no, I don't want to go there because of this? Like, I get that, but I mean, at least for an American band in the continental United States, it shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
How about
Music.
you, Craig? How's your holidays?
Uh, It was all right. I worked. I opened up presents. I fell asleep before the new year rang in. It's just another day. Nothing
Yeah.
I
special.
mean, he's not wrong. I think the only reason why I celebrated it at all was because my son loves pyrotechnics. That's it. It's just a reason to light off fireworks, really, for him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
people are lighting fireworks off for days before and days after.
dude, this year was crazy. It was like a week or two before this time. Normally, it's like a couple days, but this time it was like, like I heard a couple before it was even Christmas, and I was like, "What the fuck are people doing out there?"
Yeah.
Celebrating
Just
Yeah.
lighting.
Jesus' birthday.
Yeah, it's true. Right? Yeah, some were on Christmas. I did hear some on Christmas. So,
Oh
but
yeah.
I figured. I was like, okay, it's Christmas.
Like every
People
single
are.
holiday. Like, I don't mind. I'm fine with it, but I know it annoys some people. But like every single holiday, guarantee Valentine's Day, boom, boom, boom. This house next door, at least on my street or my neighborhood, I don't know how close it is, but the whole freaking house shakes. It sounds like, yeah, like cannons or whatever outside. And the worst part about it is whenever I run outside, I can't see the explosion in the air because it's
I
hidden from all
know.
the trees and houses in the way. Like I don't even know where it's coming from. I just feel it, and then I don't get to see the payoff. But again, it doesn't really bother me. But I wish I could see the explosion.
That's what every
See, yeah.
blind person says during sex.
I feel it, but I wish I could see it. That's funny.
Do we want to jump into the review? Do we want to do the game?
Okay,
What
What
about
do you
we
guys
start?
feel like?
Did you
we
want to
do
start
have
off with the Would You Rather?
we do
Since it's
have the game. We have those, and I also have the Marvels to discuss.
You
Or
you want to get the
oh,
shitty part out of the way first?
yeah,
the
let's talk
shitty
about
part.
the Marvels.
The Marvels.
Okay. Oh, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was pretty fun, and I think the thing I can give it the most credit for is that it had. I'm not a scholar by any means of this stuff, but that it didn't mess up with the lore so much, with what came before it, because every single other movie is always not dumping on it, but just not taking it into account or doing something that makes something that came before look stupid. Like Thor giving all the kids the power of Thor. Like would have been real nice if you gave everybody in Wakanda the power of Thor whenever they were fighting Thanos' army. Would have been real nice. Some reason he didn't do it. Don't know why. So it did the least amount of damage in that sense. So I get credit for that. Um,
Maybe
but what?
I was gonna say. I was gonna say, was his dad dead yet?
Who?
Did Thor at that point? Did he have his like full ability unlocked?
I believe so. Didn't his dad died in Ragnarok
Yeah, that's right. Never mind. I'm
after he was
confusing the
able to harness
timeline
the
up in my head.
without his hammer. So in that movie, in Thor: Love and Thunder, if they had put a scene in there where he discovered or gained the ability to give his power out like that, then it would have been fine. But they didn't. So he could have done it all along, and he knew he could have done it all along, and he just didn't do it. Why? That's what makes it bad. And they chose to make all these movies a shared universe. You have to write within the confines of that. It's harder, but it's your choice to do that. You could have reset it all and then went off of, you know, started new lore or whatever. But they didn't choose to do that. But I thought the movie was kind of fun. There's a lot of writing problems with it, but I thought Kamala Khan was cool. The one thing that doesn't work in this universe, though, is Kamala Khan's uh, love of Captain Marvel, because in the comic books it makes sense because Captain Marvel's always been around and she's always been in the public eye, but nobody knows
Yeah.
who There's no reason for us to believe anybody knows who Captain Marvel is because she's been in space the whole time and she's come down a couple of times. Don't necessarily know there's been any news coverage or interviews or anything like that. So it makes no sense that she's so obsessed with her. She doesn't really have any reason to be, and if she does, they should have showed us that in the show. Um, That being said, I like her. I like Kamala Khan. I like the actress. I thought she was a lot of fun. I thought Monica Rambeau was a little stale in parts, but she also had some really good moments in character wise and acting wise. Um, I did watch a review of something that made even though it was a good acting moment, it made it kind of dumb. And do you guys care about a spoiler?
I don't.
No. It was a
Spoilers.
spoiler that you told me about Thor being able to give out his power. Honestly, I
Oh,
was
you haven't
confused.
seen Love and Thunder?
Huh?
You haven't seen Love and Thunder? Thor
I
4?
have, but I just don't remember him giving out his powers. I don't
Yeah,
remember that.
whenever he saved all the kids that were in that cave, and then he imbibed them all with the power of Thor, and they're like, remember that one kid had like a stuffed rabbit, and he was shooting like lightning out of its eyes, and like all the kids had toys, and they were all like electrified, and they were jumping around and beating up things, the gore creatures.
I completely blanked that. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I did forget about that.
And also, Eternity, the whole thing in that movie about you get that one wish or whatever. Thor knew that they established that he knew that it existed the whole time, and then they made his hammer the key to getting there. Yet he did not go there to wish for Thanos to go away or to wish for all the people that got snapped away to come back. It makes it dumb. The movie itself, by itself, I liked, but you can't discount what it does for stuff that came in the past. They chose to make it connected. They need to write within that, and they're not.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the movie. I had fun with it. I've liked pretty much everything on its own, but it all damages what came before it or damages established characters going forward. And that's what annoys me about it. But each thing on its own, I've pretty much enjoyed. But okay, so at one point there's a hole ripped in time and space or whatever, and there's like another dimension on one side, and Monica Rambeau goes to close it. She says that Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel have to like blast her with their powers, and she can harness it and then go up to this rip and then put those powers back out to fix it, but it never establishes how she knows any of this is going to happen or work. And it never establishes, and it happens several times throughout the movie. There'll be a problem, and all of a sudden, Monica Rambeau is just like, "Oh, this," and it's like there's no way or reason, and doesn't show how she figures it out. She just knows it when she needs to know it, and it's a writing problem. You couldn't figure out how to make her figure it out, so you just said she knew it. She just said that in the blink, oh, in that moment, I got it, and this is it, and she's right every time. But so she goes up there and she's fixing the hole, and Captain Marvel is like, I don't think she's going to be able to make it back through that hole, and I'm gonna go stop her. So she starts flying towards her, and right as she gets up to her, she misses her. It's um she's too late. But it is established previously that she can fly at light speed, if not faster. So for some reason, she wasn't able to make it there, even though she was within eyesight distance from her. She couldn't make it to her in time. Also, if she had stopped her from fixing that hole, like it would have ripped open bigger and like destroyed the world. So why was she trying to stop her?
Women logic.
But also, Monica Rambeau had a really good line, a really good delivery as Carol was flying towards her, and she like starts to tear up, and she said, "I always knew that I was gonna have to stay," while she was fixing the hole, and I was like, "Wow!" Like that was a really good line, really good delivery, really good for her character because she sacrificed herself as far as she knew, and that was good. It was a good moment. But the villain was a little weak. I thought some of the fight scenes were fun. I enjoyed the musical scene, and then this guy that I was watching I can't remember who it was, or else I give it a shout out. But I was watching this review. He was talking about how pathetic it was given how high the budget was, and then he showed an example of a scene of a low budget movie that's not a musical. They just have a musical scene in it. And when I saw it, I was like, wow, like the difference is night and day. But it was still fun. So, judging it just on its own and not based against anything else, yeah, they could have done better given the money they had and given that it's Marvel and Disney and yada yada. But I thought it was fun, and as far as like I said, it didn't damage the rest of the universe as much. So I would give it a watch.
I'll still watch it, even though she wasn't. I just felt like her character is always, even from what you've said, it feels like a continuation of what they already did, which was rush her character in the first place, because it
Ram-
was a rush. Well, Marvel, Cap, Captain Marvel in
Captain
the
Marvel.
first place was a rushed. Yeah, because you think about how she was introduced into the Marvel Cinema Universe or MCU in the first place, it was rushed. Even the movie felt rushed. There was little to no meat to it. It felt like,
It wasn't as rushed as it was shoehorned in. Um,
rush,
I mean,
shoehorn, same
I
same
enjoyed that
thing.
movie for what it was. I mean, I enjoyed it.
I
She's not
enjoyed
my
it, but that didn't.
I'm having fun with it.
I mean, I can enjoy it. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it, but it did have that feeling of being shoehorned or rushed. Like
Yeah,
it
I mean, it
was like
definitely did.
like a
It
quick,
definitely.
like, oh, we need this piece right here before we go on to here. And I knew they probably planned this sooner, but it felt like they were like, oh, hold on, we got to create this real quick. We almost forgot. Like,
Yes, yes, yes.
yeah.
It was
Definitely
just
seems to be
a
a lot.
So,
it was just a rehash of The Long Kiss Goodnight. Have you seen that movie?
What was
oh wait,
It's with Samuel L.
well,
Jackson, Gina
I'll
Davis.
get is
I
really
knew where
good.
they're spies, right?
Okay, okay,
Where
now
she
that
has
you're saying
amnesia.
that, I can definitely see it, and it does make that movie look way worse than it is because Long Kiss Goodnight is so good.
Think about it.
It
It's
is a good
Samuel
movie.
L. Jackson with a girl who lost her memory going across
Uh,
country.
hmm
She remembers who she is. He gets fucked up, but he lives. Just like The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah, you're right.
Shit.
Except The Long Kiss
I never
Goodnight was
thought
way better.
about it. Oh my gosh,
I mean, it was
so
a
much
good movie.
better.
Yeah, that was a good
So
movie.
much better, and even being like what it was in like the mid to late '90s, right? So
It was like
that was an older movie.
96, 97, maybe?
Speaking of older
Yeah.
stuff, I've been rewatching Twilight Zone lately. Have you guys ever watched the original Twilight Zone series, the '50s one?
I have watched like a handful of episodes. Like I watched the iconic William Shatner one with the plane,
Yeah.
or there's something on the wing. I did see that one.
I've seen
Um,
some.
yeah, it's like a
I
smattering of
love
them.
it. I love it. It's so good. Almost every episode is great. And they had to write such good stories. They had no special effects, and I mean, they had some, but not like they have it now, and they just rely on it so much. So they had to step their game up in the writing department, and the writing is just so good.
Yeah. By the way, it was 96 for A Long Kiss Goodnight. You were right, Harley.
My phone is plugged in, but I'm not sure that it's charging. Fingers crossed, boys. All right, we should jump to the next topic. What's next?
You want to do the review or the game?
Since we just did the review, a review of something, let's do the game.
Well,
Or the
hold
would
on,
you
hold
rather.
on, hold on. I was gonna say, are we gonna do two of them or all three of them?
All three of what?
Do you want to save yours, like you said, to like really nail it?
Yes. I'll flesh mine out later, so we'll do both your guys'.
All right. Well, why don't we do one now, one later? That way we have like it can be like a returning thing, like
Okay.
like a fun ender.
Sounds good.
All right.
I could
Why don't
go
we go with yours?
since it kind of fits with space Marvel, kind of in a way,
All right.
Okay.
but not really.
That's better than mine. Mine wouldn't. Mine would be shoehorned. That's the only way it'll tie in. That it feels shoehorned into the conversation.
Would you rather be famous for having your wang cut off John Wayne Bobbitt style and getting it reattached, but you feel 75% less with it? Or would you rather be famous for being the first human to publicly get abducted by an alien and anally probed while it's being broadcast to all humanity?
Probed, 100% probed, and not because of the gruesome lack of penis feeling and getting it chopped off.
He just likes the
not,
feeling of being probed.
not, but honestly, like, how cool would it be to like? Because you didn't say I'd be dead. You just said I'd be probed. So if I follow that scenario into completion, I get dropped off and I'm still famous for it. So I know I live, and I now know there's aliens. You bet your ass I'm choosing aliens. I don't go. I've been probed before, and it's not that bad. But
I didn't say if you live or die. I don't know. I didn't put that part in. That's up. I just say you're famous. You're known. Like you're famous.
yeah, but
From it. So if I knew if I was assuming that I lived, I would have to go with the same thing. Because then
yeah,
also this is like I mean I guess in both situations you're maybe looking at talk shows. You know, you hit the talk show circuit. And then it's like how do people feel about you? And I guess in both of them you're a victim. But one of them, I guess they both attack your manhood. Wow, this is really well thought out. Wow.
This was thought out
Uh,
on the fly before we went live.
But I think that
that's a good
aliens
one
make
though.
that cooler. Like the involvement of actual aliens makes that one cooler.
Right?
Yeah, but
So,
what if it's like District 9 and you start to turn into one of them because you got some of their germs in you or whatever it is that
I mean, then you're a badass alien.
Am I getting more than 25% as an alien?
you get 100%.
Okay.
Have you seen District
Do
9?
I know
They
how
turn into like
frequently
cockroaches.
Oh,
I know how frequently
oh,
other
really? Is
people
that what they are?
aliens
They're like cockroach aliens.
guaranteed they leave after they drop me off, or does somebody else get abducted as well?
They just beam you up by yourself, probe you, and then transmit it, and all of us see it, like everybody. Even
Okay,
even the tribes like out in the middle of nowhere who have no technology, it like boop, a projector like beams it down to them, and you're just like, no, no,
Oh my god!
and they're sitting there like,
No.
You look so much creepier than I thought you would.
Then on. So I don't know. Like if that's a caveat, I cannot be a government experiment for
and
however long my life has left at that point.
and they look like the
I would.
xenomorph.
Oh man, they look like Okay, but do
Do
they?
I have
As
the
long as they're
ability to
like,
turn people into the aliens? Can I then probe somebody and turn them into an alien?
I'm not saying you turn into an alien. I was saying like just adding
just for
on to it
fun.
like an unknown side effect. Like what if that starts to happen?
If I had thought about that, which I did, and whenever I initially answered the question, I might have chose differently. But I'm gonna have to go with my gut. I'm gonna have to say alien probe. Final answer.
That's what I'd go
Even
with
if I
too.
didn't turn, even if I didn't turn into the alien, the idea that I get to see an alien would make it worth. And I could technically say I've been in space. So you're literally the. You talk about being
You're the first
frontier,
human in
man.
an alien.
Yeah,
I was about to say man-made. They're
a
not
new.
man. An alien-made spacecraft, like an interstellar
Yeah,
spacecraft.
and you talk about a new frontier. I mean, how many people can say that they've explored a new frontier in their lifetime? Like even NASA astronauts right now can't say they've done anything new in the last 30 years. Not
Yeah.
really, like not in discovery, not for discovery purposes anyway.
And wasn't
Like
NASA
maybe
shut
in
down for a
research,
long time though?
huh?
I have no idea. Wasn't NASA like shut down for a long time?
No,
Believe so.
they just stopped going to the moon.
And
Oh, they
that's
weren't.
it. Like,
Yeah, but
I mean, I knew they didn't do that, but like, I thought they got like defunded or something like that, and they weren't doing anything for a while.
No,
I don't know that.
I think
I
they've
don't
just
think
been
so.
like exploring with sending out the probes, like the Hubble and all that,
Mm,
and
yeah.
like the land rovers, like they've been building all that.
Mm. Okay. Right on. Way to go, NASA.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I know we talk about me and my conspiracy love, but you got to admit it. I don't know. You guys believe in moon landing, or you want? Or am I crazy for even bringing it up?
Oh, okay. Yes. This was originally on my list of the pop culture, like, or the conspiracy things that I didn't care about, like the Han shot first. I said I didn't care about, like, as Die Hard a Christmas movie. I didn't care about it,
Oh,
and not in a negative way. I like hearing about conspiracy theories. I like hearing the reasoning behind it and the different theories and stuff like that. But it's just like I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other, and I'm having a hard time letting it affect me one way or the other. Like if I found out that it was fake,
I
it
mean,
wouldn't really bother me that much. And if I got
no,
proof that
I
it was
don't think it
real, I
bothered.
wouldn't be really celebratory. It doesn't move me that much in that way. If I had to
No, I'm
guess,
just saying.
I would say we
Like,
did it.
see, and that's where I lean into the we didn't. Not because of any conspiracy reason, but because there's actually been people that have come out since and said stuff like, "Oh yeah, the reason why we haven't been back is because we don't have that technology anymore." Like
Yes, I have
that was
that. I have heard that, and that's like, what the heck is that? What?
that it doesn't add up. It's almost a contradiction. If anything, it's gotten only better.
Yeah,
I don't know how we couldn't possibly, even if they were like, well, we don't have the same metals anymore. Like that would assume that they had certain metals that were completely alien to us and a limited amount, and that they just happened to include it into this very niche facility or like this
and that
idea.
specific, yeah, and that specific
Because, yeah,
or whatever.
Could be
yeah,
just
endeavor, yeah.
because like we don't have the German scientists we took from the war to aid us in this anymore.
Oh, you could, yeah, maybe it is.
We're not
Well,
smart
at the
enough.
same
Nothing's written down. Like they didn't write anything
That's
down,
what I was
and
about to say. I
take
was
it
like,
back
but
to
why
them.
wouldn't they keep the
Look,
research?
in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Scott Lang's daughter was able to take Hank Pym's notes, and without even his help or assistance, was able to decipher them and become a master of quantum mechanics.
You mean Grandpa Pym?
Yeah, Graham Pym. Also, how did they garner a relationship? Hank was blipped away. Janet was blipped away. How did they have such a close knit relationship? Hope was blipped away, but she knew Hope somewhat
No,
before.
no, I thought the daughter was there. It was everybody else, and then her dad was trapped in the
Yeah, that's
quantum
what I'm
realm.
saying. How did her and Hank Pym and Janet become so close whenever Hank and Janet were blipped away for 5 years?
But Hank wasn't, I thought.
He
He was.
was.
All three of them were. Because they were all three waiting outside whenever they sent Scott into the quantum realm at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. And then he was trapped in there, and he's like, I'm ready to, bring me back, and he goes outside the van, and there's just dust there where all three of them were standing. So all three of them were blipped
That's
away.
right.
I
Man,
hated
that's a
his
good
daughter
question.
in that movie. I hated her. A terrible
Oh, that's a
person.
good question. I don't know. I have to go back and rewatch it. I mean, some of these I've only watched once, and there's so much fucking detail. Unless it's like absolutely captivating, like Loki. I remember a lot of Loki, the series, because it has a time. I think that's how they should have really done it. I think the movies are awesome. Maybe they should have stuck with like making only Avengers movies. and I think they should have done everything else TV series because you have a longer way to explain things out. And I don't know. I liked that. I like that about the television series over the cinematic movies.
Yeah, I didn't like most of the shows. I liked them, decently for what they were, but I mean, WandaVision petered out at the end, and Captain America: Winter Soldier made me so mad that last episode. I was so upset. And why did everybody hate John Walker? He did nothing wrong. And the
Ah,
show hated him. The show wanted you to hate him. Why?
I have no idea
They
who
got
I
you're
their
don't know,
talking
man.
about.
they got their priorities all mixed up. And also, I liked Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I liked it, but there's so many dumb writing mistakes in there or whatever. Like, it's just so stupid.
I I accidentally hit
Scott Lang,
on
7 holes.
I hit on Greg Christ's on his profile. I love your background picture.
I don't even remember what it is.
It's just a gif of it's just a gif of bouncing titties.
Ah, nice.
I
I approve of
I
it.
didn't even like it. I went to go charge my phone because it was starting to die. And as soon as I hit one of the buttons, I don't know what I even pressed, but it popped up your profile,
Let's
and then all
see.
I saw were titties on my screen, like right here, just jiggling constantly.
Let's see.
Oh,
Is
shit.
it? Can you see? Is it this one?
That looks like it's probably it.
No, it was a woman in a black bra.
That was
Uh,
funny though. That's gotta be a short.
no,
I
that
like
one's
how
not
you're
on
in
here.
between them. So like I
Yeah,
don't know
like
how it looks on
folding
your screen,
around
but
his
it looks like
neck.
you're right in between
Yeah.
Some heavy lifting there.
them. Yeah, it is.
Guy's gonna be pumped in no time.
I don't. These were like backgrounds that I
Which
picked.
episode
Just
of Jackass was this?
I don't know. Charlie
Which is
Murphy.
Unity.
These are just
Darkness is,
backgrounds that I
darkness
picked
is.
for fun.
Fuck your couch.
That has got to be one of the most quotable shows of all time. There was a
Yeah.
simple talk over that. I remember reading this as a status or something one time about how we always used to all we did was quote Chappelle show back and forth to each other. Like that's true, we did.
Yeah.
That
A
was the
lot of it.
heyday. All right, what are we doing next? Are we doing review or are we doing the game? How badly do you want this coveted title to be one of the brothers? You want it really bad, right?
Pretty bad.
Yeah, I want it really bad. I mean, it's what I live
Yeah.
and breathe for. And every episode, I'm like, are we playing the game today? Just so I could be able to say the line that I refuse to say and technically I'm not allowed to say by
You wish you
2/3 vote.
You wish you could
Yep.
say it. You wish
I'm
so bad.
envious.
See, there was one week that I could have done the show, but I just said that I couldn't because I wanted you to have to wait one more week to have to play the
You
game.
bitch.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Nice one, brother.
Thanks, brother. Okay, so there's gonna be 10 questions each, and I haven't decided whether or not I want to let you guys steal. Like this will be Craig's question, but if he gets it wrong, then you have a chance. You have a chance to steal it. We'll do that too. All right. So the first section is going to be name a horror movie that this actor or actress has been in. All right. So as my brother Craig, you're gonna go first.
Playing favorites.
Ryan Reynolds.
A horror movie?
Yeah.
Oh man. There's one that comes to mind, but I don't know if you would consider it actual horror.
If it's like sci-fi or thriller or suspense,
'Cause
like I
I
think that would count.
I was gonna go with Blade 3. There's another one I'm thinking
Mm,
of, but I don't know the name. But it's where he's got a phone and he's like buried in the box. And I don't remember the name of that.
You said the title of that movie
The
whenever.
box?
No,
The phone?
everything but those.
the cell. Cell.
I don't know
Everything.
that I played 3 because that's
I
just more action. That's more
I
action.
mean,
But
Say it because you said
but
it. You said the word.
but it's got Dracula. He's like an horror icon.
It doesn't though. It has Drake.
Oh,
yeah.
he goes by
I was
Drake
like,
now
Dracula's not.
because it's the
Because it's
20th
not a
century.
horror movie. It's an action movie.
Is it just
I got one.
box?
Can I steal?
I love you. I love you. Let me give you one more chance because you said the title of that word. You said the title of that other movie.
Let's see, what did I say? He was locked?
You said he had a phone
Yeah,
and he was.
in a box. He was locked
You
he was
said
locked
that.
in a box.
Only word that you're not saying.
Oh, buried?
Buried. I'm giving it to you. Good job, brother.
I like that's the only other one I
No
thought of,
thanks,
but I
I'm
was
not.
like, it doesn't I don't think horror when I think of that movie.
Every other word around that, and that was a good movie too. That was a good movie.
I remember it. Like I like I remember the buzz around it and I seen it and then completely forgot about it until you asked
I
where I,
liked it a lot.
where I was like,
All
what the
right,
fuck?
next one. Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp in a horror movie?
Mm-hmm.
Got
Fuck, how many horror movies has he done? I'm
got a few to
trying to
choose
think
from.
of. Oh,
You want to steal?
I mean, no. It well, I mean, it is. I don't know if it's considered a horror. It's a slasher. Sweeney Todd.
Well,
Come on, you didn't specify horror type, and that is a slasher.
it's a musical, but it is. I wonder,
I see you typing. I see it in your
brother,
glasses.
brother, are you able? Are you able to
I
look
don't
up
care.
Sweeney Todd to see if it's categorized as like horror musical? Because if it's categorized as horror musical, I'll give it to you. But it doesn't feel like horror to me.
You already know.
Rocky Horror Picture Show doesn't feel like horror to me either. They
Let's
eat
see.
somebody in that movie. He kills somebody and he serves them to everybody. I don't consider that a horror either. I think musical is
He was in
there's
Tusk.
a musical horror.
Tusk was a horror.
Ryan Reynolds wasn't in that. I'm sorry. Johnny
Still
Depp was
Johnny
in that.
Depp.
Good job. Yeah, I forgot Ryan Reynolds was the last one. Okay, no, you got it.
I was
So
like
you were
Ryan Reynolds. I was like Amityville Horror is the only one.
you did look it up though, didn't you?
No, not at all.
You put an asterisk.
We could
Just like
point.
you didn't lead your brother to the answer in the last round.
That's
All right,
part of
fair
the
enough.
that's part of the perks of being
Yeah.
a brother, though.
That's right.
You don't get that perk.
No,
We
no.
could
You want to cheat?
we can clearly see you scrolling in your glasses.
That's fine. And I clearly saw him leading you to the answer. So that's why I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not gonna do
Whenever I
this
ask your
shit."
question, you have to put your hands up like this so I could see them. All right, next one.
Or you could just look at my glasses.
Shannon Elizabeth.
13 Ghosts.
Boom. All right. Kurt Russell.
13 Ghosts. No.
Kurt Russell. Oh my god, I like Kurt Russell, but I'm see horror movies is not my genre. What
I can
horror
only
movie
think
was
of one. Best.
I didn't. Sorry, can you repeat that?
I can only think of one that he's been in, but it's one of the best. I'll give you that it's a remake.
Doesn't help me.
No,
Not
I'll give you
horror.
that they remade it again after that one too.
Dude, if I don't know the movie name, that doesn't help.
Dude, I'm handing it to you.
Fuck it, I don't care.
Greg would have got it from those clues alone.
Wow, I already knew.
Sure.
You don't got to guess though. Think about it. Kurt Russell.
Oh, Death Proof. Wasn't that considered? No?
Yeah,
More action, huh?
I guess. I think yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. The
Grindhouse
whole
is a
thing is
horror
supposed to
type
be
of.
a horror double feature. That was the whole point of it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give it to you. I think under protest, this is gonna get an asterisk too. I'm putting it under protest, but so far it's tied. But you have asterisk by both of yours. So if
But
it comes down to
come
an
on, one of them
overall,
I understood, but
you
he
have
has an
asterisk.
asterisk too. He has an asterisk too.
Yeah, but
What
I
was
was
the
one I
movie
was
you were talking about though?
the
the
thing.
one I was thinking of was The Thing. Yeah, John
Oh, I
Carpenter's The
didn't know
Thing.
he. I didn't. I never watched
Have you
it.
seen that one? Oh, it's
Nope.
fantastic. Fantastic. All right, let me cross that one out. All right. John Travolta.
Carrie.
Yes.
Damn. Got it. No asterisk. Okay. Jason Mewes.
Jason Mewes.
Yep.
He was. Oh, we just watched it. Oh, fuck, I'm blanking on the name. I'm just blanking on the name. We did the review of it.
It was a great movie, too.
Night of Something Strange.
Nope.
Wait, no. No, it wasn't Night of Something Strange. Sorry. No, what
Keep
the
trying.
fuck was it? I know, I know it. Hold
It was
on.
a movie.
I know.
It was in a bar.
I know, and I'm blanking on. I told you. See, this is what I mean by I blank on names.
Oh,
This is how bad it is.
I get
I
you.
know.
Get you.
My God, I'm blanking on the fucking name.
All right. That's the time's
No, no, no,
winding up
no,
here.
no.
Say he's been in more than just that one too.
I don't know how many others he's been in.
At least one
I
of them. Cameo.
see. I don't know all of his cameos though. Fucking Christ! I'm gonna be so pissed when I.
Cameo
There's
as Jay.
Oh wait.
I don't know how much longer my phone has.
Why don't you charge it?
Huh?
That was a joke.
Charge your phone.
That was a joke because how long you
Oh.
taking?
Oh, really? No, because you said it earlier before the joke. I thought he was
Yeah,
serious. Was your phone really?
How
that
long
was a
before?
joke. Though.
How long
I don't know. I
before we
haven't
can
gotten
steal?
Just go. Just go.
all
Just
right, can
go.
you steal it, brother?
I can steal it.
All
Scream
right, what was
3.
it? That's it. He had cameo in
Oh,
Scream 3.
I didn't know.
I'm blanking on the other one that you were thinking of too. I know the name. Feast.
Speed.
Feast 2,
Oh.
right?
No, Piece 1.
No, Feast. It was the first.
Piece 1. He played himself in that movie too, right? Wasn't he playing himself?
I don't think so.
Did he
No.
himself hanging out at the bar? Oh man, I forget then. Okay, next one. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Fanky Jensen. She played Jean Grey in the X-Men movies.
Oh. I can picture the movie.
It's red.
And I'm sure you're Googling it as we speak.
No, I don't see anything.
My hands are right here. Damn it.
Yeah, he's not scrolling. He's still watching those gifs.
Damn it. The
Bramka Jensen.
I know it, but I don't know the name, so I'm gonna have to take the take the loss on this one.
All right.
The house
You
on the left. I don't know.
no, but very close. I'll give you one more shot. Very close.
Was it like when you say close? Do you mean like same year or
I said
similar
that
title?
you said some key words. I will say that it's not the last house on the left,
The house
but
in
it
the
could be
woods.
another. It could be another house.
The first house on the right. Damn it.
uh, how lenient, how much time I should give on a steal.
I'm fine with you any. I don't know it. I like I said house in the woods. I don't know if you heard that.
I heard it and I blew past it to give you a hint that that was not correct.
Yeah, I figured. Well,
You take one more
um,
shot. Name another house, maybe, possibly a house.
the haunted house.
No.
The house
Good
on
try,
Haunted
though.
Hill?
House on Haunted Hill. That's what it was. The
Af,
remake of
af,
House on Haunted
after
Hill.
you brought up house, I was like, damn it.
I could see it in your eyes that you got it at that point. Okay. All right. Now it's yours. We're gonna go.
You
Drew
could go with
Barrymore.
any easy one, and I probably fail miserably.
Not the one that I
Drew
was gonna give
Barrymore.
to you, but yeah, Drew Barrymore.
Oh, I actually do know these. Some of them I've seen her in. Although I don't know if it would be. I don't. I think that would be more suspense.
That might count. That's worth a shot.
I'm just trying to remember the name. I told you I'm bad with names, dude. I literally forgot a movie we reviewed. I could tell you everything about the movie, and I couldn't tell you the name.
Yeah, I
I could
remember the
tell you
name.
how it started and how it ended, but I
Yeah.
couldn't tell you the name. Like that's the problem. Is like the amount of movies I've seen and TV shows and series I have finished would I did the math recently on a TV show on how many hours I've watched in the last 3 weeks compared to how many hours that I've worked because my workload's been dead at work, and it is depressingly large. I mean, it's it was like I watched 120 hours of a TV show in the last 3 weeks, and
Oh, I
yet
feel
I was like, I've only
You have
worked.
a fly on your
That's how
hat.
much I've worked. I know it keeps landing over here.
That's a clue.
All right.
The fly's
I'm
a
gonna
clue.
need a guess. I'm gonna need a guess.
Her Puerno with Tom Green.
No, I can think of the movie, but I can't think of the name, man. I'm bad with names. I'll pass.
Oh.
I told you I'm terrible with names.
All right, brother. This is a chance to really put yourself in the lead. Which one?
The first. Just
First
Scream.
one. Scream. That's
She
it.
was
She was also in Fire.
she was the first kill, which shocked everyone because they were like,
Technically, because Steve got killed first. Or if you count Maureen, but that didn't happen in the movie, so I wouldn't count it. I would say her boyfriend Steve was the first kill.
I mean, the first major where you're like, whoa. And I didn't expect the biggest star in this to get killed off.
Oh, I had that faux pas with my remembrance of Rose McGowan and Matthew Lillard's relationship in Scream. Have we not had another episode since then? Because I would like to clarify. The morning after, I was like, "Holy crap!" She was Dewey's sister, and she was Matthew Lillard's girlfriend. So I had that way wrong, and I just wanted to put it out there that I did know that. I just mixed up my. I knew she was somebody's sister though, but they still really don't bring it up after that.
Nah.
But they do. They do though. I remember one time something happened. I don't remember if it was 2 or 3, but then Courtney Cox just looked at David Arquette and she was like, "Tatum, I know this is hitting you home for you right now." So that's the only other time I remember it being mentioned. Anyway, so yeah, you got that point. So far, score is 5. My brother has 5. Not my brother has 2.
Not my brother.
All right, brother. Nicole Kidman.
Ooh, damn it.
I can only think of one, but one's all you need.
I think I know it, but I'm not sure.
I don't know the name, but I know the movie. And I know it's like a...
I want to write it down so you don't think I'm bullshitting. If I'm right about it.
Okay. If you're thinking of the movie that I'm thinking of, it's a good movie too. I only watched it once, and it was good. Really good. Really good, actually.
I don't even know if this is it. I could be completely wrong. I thought it was her, but I might be completely wrong.
Is it the
It might not be the
Others?
one that I'm thinking of. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Is that
What
what
was
you
it?
The
said? Say
Others?
it
What?
again? The Others, yeah.
No, that's not what I put.
What'd you
I'll
put?
Google what I
You might
hold on.
still
I'm
be
gonna
right,
Google it.
but that
Yeah,
was a
but I mean, it
good.
doesn't matter.
You still would like to know if you had a right answer.
I had it like on the tip of my tongue, and I was like, just say it.
Oh no,
It was
I
like
was
right
wrong.
here, and I was
I was
like,
wrong.
come on, man.
Yeah, he was wrong. So, all right,
It's okay.
here we go. I'm still gonna give it to you. Justin Long.
There's a few
Dust.
choices.
Yeah, because he's got so many. He's got so many. But that was a gimme that I put in there. All
I
right,
know. Thanks for that.
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, I
Oh.
know the movie.
I have no idea.
Oh man. And I can picture his fucking death, and it's hilarious.
Yeah,
Oh, what the fuck is it called though?
Oh, it wasn't.
Is it The Cabin?
it's close.
Uh,
Oh, never mind.
Good movie too. Good movie. That's close. It's very close.
the Last Cabin?
No.
The Last Cabin on the Left.
No. But it's an amalgamation of part of that and part of something that not our brother said earlier.
I know
didn't
what it
hear
is. I know what it is.
Damn it.
This I do know, and I am writing it down now, just so you know I'm not
Wait,
bullshitting this time.
the last time he was a bullshitter. That's why he doesn't get
Oh.
to say the actual line. I'm gonna make the next section worth multiple points so we could shake it up. I'm gonna plan again it.
Here, you know what? Look away for a second, man. Let me show Pat if I'm right.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I finally got one.
He still has a chance.
I mean, personally, I don't care about the test. I'm just glad I got it right. I'm just saying.
And if he concedes the point, then you got it.
Is it okay?
He's gonna know it.
Yes,
He's gonna know it.
It's the cabin.
There's a mermaid in it. There's
Dude,
cannibal.
come on.
He's like
Give-
the cabin in the woods.
Give me a chance.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
God damn you.
But he
I actually knew that one.
he had it.
I
And
did
that would
have
have
it.
never. That wouldn't even. You wouldn't even had an asterisk by that one either. Oh, you do
I
have
don't
one with
know.
no. So still good. Okay,
And
last
his death
one.
was so fucking hilarious.
Last one. Do you remember his death, Casey?
I thought he just fell out of the house, right? Didn't he was like, it's not real, and then he just like
No,
falls to his death?
no.
He
He
does
Which one
fall to
was
his
it?
death in a sense.
he tries to be the hero and jump the gap on the bike and fucking hit the force field and just fucking fell. That was
All
I
right.
was like, I knew it was like he was trying to escape it, and like he just like dives.
Yeah, he
But
definitely fell. I don't know. He probably died when he hit the force field, though, too. I don't remember if he's screaming on the way down or not. Okay, last one. Brad Dourif.
oh, dude, you can cancel me right there. I don't even know who the hell that
Bro.
is.
there's so
I don't know
many.
names.
Just say a
All
horror
right.
movie. He's in a lot of them.
Fucking
Including a handful of the best.
okay. Scream. I don't know. You do a lot of Scream, so no. Uh,
Scream's my jam.
any Friday 13th, the 13th, any of those?
I don't know for
Am
sure.
I,
It's not the
no,
No,
he's in a lot of horror, huh? Night of the Living Dead. I don't know.
no.
I give up.
I don't know if you can see.
I don't know. I don't. How about you give me
You're
something
gonna
he's
feel
in
like a
that's not
you're gonna
horror?
you're gonna feel like a fool whenever you hear this
Well, that's why
answer.
I don't know. I don't know the name. But what if you describe a movie that he's in that's not horror?
I only
He's in
know
the
the
Lord of the
horror.
Rings.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. Which character? Which character?
he's the one that he's the one that has that
Is he
spell
Wormtongue?
over the king, and then they fucking kick him out, and he goes back to Saruman.
He's Wormtongue. In that case, Child's Play. He plays Chucky,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. What? Yeah. You got it.
No,
If you
he
got
See,
play
that
he
fuck,
covered,
motherfucker.
he plays Sheriff Brackett in Rob Zombie's Halloween. You got it wrong.
that's
I mean,
all
yeah.
right.
I forgot he did do that role, didn't he?
Yeah,
We finish out this first round. Brother has 7. Not my brother has 4. That's where we finish
you
out
can
the
catch
first
up.
round. All right. So I'm
You
gonna
know, I'll
make
take
these
it.
questions. I'm gonna make these
Can
questions
can
worth
I
2.
can I now look up the one with an asterisk next to me? I know I have two. One of them, fuck you. Okay, you gave him the fucking all the
Okay.
clues in the world.
Which one are you talking about?
I'm guessing it's the Kurt Russell one because you said it was technically advertised. I thought that's the one you put another asterisk next to.
What did you say for that one again?
I think you said Death
I
Proof
said
or whatever that
death
was.
proofs.
Oh, Death Proof. Death Proof. Yeah. 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 Look up and see what it's categorized as.
Death
Okay.
proof.
So this next one, while I set up this next game, because my brother's gonna go first on this one. It's
Horror
gonna be the
action.
year horror action. Okay, I'll
It's
take
right
away
there.
the
You see
asterisk.
it?
Asterisk
Boom.
gone. Asterisk gone.
The first one, I have no. I don't feel bad about at all. I don't. I don't give a shit.
All right. Okay, it's gonna be the year of release, and I'm gonna give you multiple choice. Okay, brother. The number 23, was it released in 2004, 2006, or 2007?
I want to say 2006.
2006 is incorrect. It was '07.
I
So
remember
for 2
seeing it
points.
with Abby.
That's
So
a good movie too. Been a while since I watched it, but I remember really enjoying it. Didn't seem like it was well received though by the masses.
I didn't
Or
realize
did
it
you-
was in '07. I thought it was '04. Not gonna lie, I thought that movie was around longer.
I thought it was earlier too. Whenever I looked it up, I thought it was earlier.
I
All
went
right.
with 2006 because I was Abby and I were still fairly new to dating when we went and
Hmm.
seen it. So that's why I went with that.
Maybe it was early 2007 or something like that. I didn't see the month. I just looked up the year. All right, Casey. John Carpenter's The Thing came out in 1981, 1982, or 1983. And there's no stealing in
You know,
this
what's
one.
funny is I've heard this talked about so many times from Kevin Smith, and I want to say 83 or 81, and
Mhm.
I'm struggling with it. I'm going.
For 2 points.
I'm
81,
I'm going
82,
83.
83 is incorrect. It was 82.
It was 82. I would have
Yeah,
not
the
said
one that you didn't think that it was.
that. See, look at that. I'm bad. Oh well.
Brother, the remake of House on Haunted Hill starring Premka Jansen and Chris Kattan, and I think Taye Diggs was in that as well, came out in 1999, 1997, or 1996.
Did you say 1999?
Yeah, 9, 7, or 6.
9.
9 is correct. 1999.
I remember it was like that and X-Men were like,
Yeah, that's true. They did come out pretty close together. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Casey, Child's Play 2 came
ooh,
out in 1989, 1990, or 1987.
I was thinking 87.
So 89, 90, or 87.
I'm going 87. It was in my head already, so I'm probably wrong, but I'm going with 87.
You probably are wrong. It is 1990.
Oh,
I,
okay.
w-
Sorry, man.
I would have guessed
But there's
87 as well.
let's see. Theoretically, he's got maybe I'll up the points for these last four. I'm gonna up the points to 3 points per to give you a shot at a comeback, brother. Saw came out. The first Saw came out in 2003, 2004, or 2005.
2003.
2003 is incorrect. It was
Correct.
2004.
Are you sure?
Oh,
That's what it
I
says.
remember seeing it while you were in school and I was already done.
That's what Google told me. There
That's,
was part of the school year in 2004.
that's true.
But normally they came out around Halloween, but maybe they weren't starting that then. Because I know the second and third one definitely were, and maybe the fourth, maybe they continue past that. I don't know about the first one. I didn't see that one in theaters.
I remember coming home and trying to explain it to Bob,
I
and
remember you and Jake went and saw it though.
I seen it, and I was like, "There's this big twist at the end, and you never fucking see it coming. It's fucking
Yeah, you said
insane."
the movie sucked except for the very end, and Jake said he liked it, and that the very end was also awesome. So yeah, okay, so that one's done. All right, Casey,
all right.
Scream 3
You give
came
him all the
out
easy ones.
came out in 1998, 1999, or 2000.
2000.
2000 is correct. All right, so now we got Casey at 7, Arlie at 9.
Ooh,
So
So
right
this
there with
last one,
two questions each. 2 questions each. How about? Oh no, because if he gets it wrong, then it ends there. I want to try to extend it. So if Arlie gets this one wrong, it'll be extended. But if he gets this one right, it's impossible for you to win.
Okay.
I don't know if it's fair that I give you this or not, but I did write it down specifically for you. And since you're my brother, the movie Halloween H2O came out
Oh man,
in 1998, 1999, or 2000.
98.
Final answer?
Final answer.
You're sure? Because if you get this wrong, the game, he has a chance to win.
You said H2O?
Yes.
98.
98 is correct.
Can't ask me
All
a
right.
Halloween question.
Congratulations, man.
I tried to plan again for you. It didn't work. He's too smart for this. And he really doesn't want you to be a part of this brotherhood. I hope you know that. He really
It's
doesn't
okay. Hey,
want
shoot me with the last question for fun's sake.
for fun.
Let me bridge the gap.
Make the last question to where we can tie.
No. I just want to do it for my own sake.
Make
He doesn't.
make it worth
He doesn't
5.
deserve it. I don't think that'll still do it for. Yeah, I guess it will tie. Okay. Because my brother asked, this one's worth 5. The movie Wrong Turn came out in 2001, 2003, or 2004. The first one,
2003.
2003. Are you sure?
Yeah. That's what I'm going with.
If you're wrong, then you lose. And out of the goodness of his heart, he gave you the opportunity to tie. And you're
That's
sure.
cool. 2003.
2003 is correct.
I knew it was the year before I started
So it's a tie
high
game at
school, but it was once again one of your like borderline. I was like, it's either 203 or 204 because I knew it was like right before I started high school.
Well, you
And I
nailed
actually
it.
saw that one.
I did not think that you would get it. I saw it twice in the theater.
The first time we were supposed to see it and we missed it.
Yeah, well, you and Daniel went, and I don't know if you just decided to see Bruce Almighty in the moment, or if you thought I wasn't coming, so you went and saw something else. But I went and saw that by myself, and the next day we all 3 went and saw it again. I loved it.
We showed up and then Daniel's like, he's not here. And I was like, he should be. And he's like, he walked up, he's like, Bruce Almighty. I was like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, he's a big Ghibli fan, so it makes sense that he didn't want to see it. So it's a tie.
But I didn't win.
Technically
So
you didn't win.
But you didn't
so there
lose
you go.
either.
But it was a
Aha.
valiant effort. You cannot say the line with us, so don't even
All
try.
right.
and better luck next time. We were pulling for you. But all right, good game.
I could see you tried. You gave it a strong effort. I'm heartbroken, but I'll manage to survive somehow.
One day you'll get there. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe the next game won't be all. It's all going to be horror. It's all going to be movies and TV shows. But maybe I won't do all horror next time. Maybe. I'll have to see what the stars align and say. But yeah, so that movie Wrong Turn came out in 2003. Speaking of Wrong Turn 03, what did you guys think of the movie Wrong Turn 3?
Oh, good segue. I would have.
There you go.
For me, it was a rough watch.
Yeah.
I didn't like the main bad guy that had the shotgun the whole time. I hated his acting. It was just like bad, but not like good bad. So
No?
it zapped it for me. And then like spoilers, like when the guy shows up and he gives him the girl, he's like, "Here, take her." Like, what the fuck? Is he just fucking bargaining with her as if he's just gonna leave him
Yeah.
alone?
He was definitely a bad guy. I didn't have a problem with his acting. I thought he was pretty good myself. I guess I didn't see what you saw in it. I thought he was a captivating bad guy. I think maybe the acting was a little out of place. I think for a few of the people it was kind of all over the place, but I think it worked for me overall. I liked the character, the Marine guy. I think his name was Brandon. I don't remember hardly any other names. Brandon, and then the bad guy was Chavez. Uh, but I mean, it's crazy that they have it like to where whenever he goes up against Three Finger, he's the bad guy. Like you're rooting for Three Finger in that fight.
Yeah.
And then like how he killed his kid, but also you have to know that that kid was a result of patty caking because that
He was about to patty
there was
cake that other girl.
yeah, and also I did think that it's a funny horror movie cliche how that girl gets shot through the chest with this arrow and you think she's dead, but then the other girl gets taken to the cabin or to his shack later on and she's hanging up in there and she just happens to die the moment that she makes eye contact with that girl. It's like, oh, what a coincidence that in that moment she took her last breath. But oh my god, the horror whenever he freaking goes to the other bent over that thing. Thank God for that. What's the cop's name? Was it Nick? I can't remember.
I don't remember his name, but
He
he
was good. I thought his acting was a little flat at times, but overall I thought his acting was good.
His name was Nate.
Nate. There you go.
Sorry,
he
I didn't realize I was muted.
I figured you muted because you were walking out. But all right, what are your thoughts? Initial thoughts.
My initial thoughts?
Yes.
Oh God, man. I mean I I kept yelling at the screen the whole goddamn time because of how cheesy it was.
There's a lot
Like
of
I
cheesiness.
it's a lot of cheese. A lot of cheese. Um I would say my favorite part is that the army boy that they kept calling him, army
Hmm.
boy, ended up being a con in the end.
I think
Yeah, I
he
went
was
straight for
legit.
it.
No, I think he was legit the whole time throughout the movie, but obviously in the end he did a bad guy thing. But I don't think he was a bad guy the whole time. I just think he jumped on that opportunity in the end. What a dumb decision, though.
Yeah, he paid for it though. He paid
Oh
for it.
yeah. So the basic gist of the story is that they're transferring one set of prisoners from one prison to another, and then Three Finger runs the prison bus off the road. He had also before that had killed a group of teenage campers or whatever, and one girl got away, and they end up running into her. The Nate's partner, the black dude, the black cop.
Oh yeah.
Whenever he dies, like he has that gun and Chavez hits him, he turns around and he's like, and he like says a line. Like, make it any more obvious you're getting ready to turn around and strike this guy or something. Like, it sounds like he's losing it. And then, oh, you remember when the bus first crashed, there was the fallout from that. Chavez got the gun. They beat up Nate, whatever. Or maybe it was not when the bus first crashed. No, I think it was that. It might have been a scene after that. But either way, some random ass third cop jumps out of nowhere and he's like, "Put down the gun, Chavez!" And the Chavez kills him. It's like I think they just added that guy in there so one cop can get killed right away because they needed the other two to go on. And I swear I did not see him at all. And then all of a sudden he jumps out of nowhere.
Your
I thought it
audio
was
is
so
kind of
funny.
cutting in and out.
I'm on the headphone. I don't know if maybe that's not the best move. Is it okay now that I'm not as animated?
Yeah,
All right, I'll
Yeah.
try to calm it.
calm down.
I like the movie though. I like it a lot. I love how they have this other bad guy who's seemingly, just as bad. At least in the movie, you're rooting for them the same amount. Like you want both of these bad guys to lose. But man, yeah, I can't say he's exactly as bad as Three Finger because,
He's
I like how he
crazy
kept
how he
bitching about
did that.
people. He kept bitching about how people needed to pull their weight, and then he just kept killing one off,
Yeah, yeah.
and then he had to fucking take the bags himself.
Crazy. We just reckless abandon, just killing people off. I enjoyed it though. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorites of the series. The first one might be my favorite, but I get a certain amount of enjoyment out of all of them. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I love how they have this fight in the rain, like in this clearing in the forest and stuff, and yeah, it's good stuff. Also, this is the only one that only has Three Finger in it. There's always three of them in all the other movies, but in this one alone, it's just the one guy. I don't know why. I am curious as to why they chose to just go with the one.
You're like he seems to be everybody's favorite. We don't
He's
have to.
definitely the most popular.
We don't have to pay other actors. We can save money. Just have him. Keep a very low budget.
I remember one time we did this wrong turn, like marathon, and we kept saying that Three Finger reminded us of our Uncle Jack. So he just running around, and it was funny. Like he even happened to stop by, just like out of coincidence. We're like, oh crap.
So your ears burning? Like, what? Nothing.
So I mean, would you guys? Does that interest you in watching any of the other wrong turns? Would you watch it again? What are your guys' ratings? How many fingers
Two.
out of three? Two?
2 fingers.
One.
Really, that bad? I mean,
I mean, it's not one that like was like, oh, this is amazing. Like, I don't mind bad acting when it's done slightly on purpose, which you could tell
Mhm.
this one. If they weren't doing bad acting on purpose, then that's even
I
more
thought that was
trouble.
pretty good. I thought that actually stuck out to me for a low budget horror movie. I thought the acting was pretty solid. So it's
That was
crazy that
terrible.
that we have such diverging opinions, especially Chavez. I thought Chavez was great, and I just like it's crazy that they're building up this other guy, just random guy, to be just as big of a bad guy as Three Finger is. But I loved it. I love their battle, and I love how it was built up. But yeah, there's a lot of a lot more than I remember of those dumb like horror movie cliches and stuff like that in there. But
There
I
was a
enjoyed
lot
it.
of good things.
I love that
Don't
kind
get
of
me
stuff.
wrong. I do find it funny that when Three Finger first killed the lady, I was not expecting it to go directly through the nipple.
Hmm.
I don't know if you guys caught that, but it was hilarious that it went directly through the areola, like a bullseye from behind.
Yeah, yeah. I guess I didn't even. Yeah, I didn't. I did not catch that. But what do you guys think about when he killed Three Finger's son?
I
um,
forgot about that.
I thought it was kind of funny, just the fact that like I knew they killed him, but I did not expect that they would go the extra mile to cut his head off and put it on a pike. Like
Yeah.
that.
I was like, damn, that's vicious. Like, I understand he's a little monster or whatever, but he's a kid and he's only doing what he's being taught, you know. And then to just do it so brutally and so like, oh, and even whenever that okay, here's another thing about the movie. They had that Mexican dude who was undercover. That plays no part in anything that happens in the movie. Because he's
No,
like, I'm
that's
gonna try
the
to get
voice
on this guy's
acting, by
good
the way.
side. He's like, I'm gonna try to get on this guy's good side so he trusts me and I can get some information or whatever. So he starts standing up to him to the skinhead guy, and then something happens to his leg and he can't walk. So then Chavez just kills him, right? Because they're all chained together.
No, he gets killed by Three Finger.
Oh yeah, the thing slices him or whatever. I don't remember if it slices him this way or this way, but yeah, like, he steps into one of the traps.
It's
God.
But then they cut his legs off, right, because of the chain. And that's when he's like, you have to cut at the kneecap because there's no bone, or like right under the kneecap because there's no bone. You don't have to cut through the bone.
yeah.
Oh,
What's
was that
that?
him? I thought he got killed like shortly after They got the money, but I forgot how. I just forgot how.
I think it was the tweaker guy that got killed after that, and he's the one that got caught on fire and wrapped up in the barbed wire on the back of Three Fingers' truck.
I mean, yeah, that was shortly, but I don't think that was after the money. Was that?
Yeah, I guess I don't remember. I mean, now it's been a minute since I watched it again because it's been a minute since we got to get together.
Uh,
But yeah,
it's
anyway, I guess we settled, and it wasn't as good of a movie to you guys as it was to me, and that's fine. I enjoyed it though. Do you have any interest in watching any of the other Wrong Turns? I want to find a series that we all want to watch all of them and can review them. Kind of like I maybe even get together and do it like Q and Sal did for the Fast and the Furious movies.
Or watch one and then do a recording while it's fresh.
Yeah, and even like take a break like halfway in the middle if there's anything we want to talk about and stuff like that, and just not do a full commentary, but just pause it and then talk about what we've watched so far, and then go back and watch and pop in and talk more. It doesn't have to be this one, just a series that we want to. It doesn't have to be this one.
I'm up for it.
no, I'm up for it. It just I'd want one that I wouldn't mind doing Saw. To be honest, I know that's a lot.
Oh, great!
But
I love. I actually just watched. I
and I,
watched the 10th Saw on Christmas Day. I hadn't. I totally forgot that it was out, and I hadn't watched it. And I remembered. I bought it and watched it. And it was really good. The eighth and the eighth one was terrible. I mean, the seventh one was a little weak. The eighth one was terrible. The ninth one was okay, but the 10th one was really good. But I don't want to give spoilers away because if anyone's seen it and they're a fan, they should definitely see it. But it's amazing they do something with Jigsaw that they didn't really do before, and I didn't see it coming when it started happening. I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then they even had a post-credit scene that even drove that deeper, and I was like, this is pretty cool. So I would definitely recommend checking out Saw 10 if you guys haven't seen that yet.
I haven't, but that's because I want to go back and watch them all because I stopped after the fifth one, so I haven't seen any after that.
Mm. I enjoy them. I enjoy Saw. I would definitely do that. It's a lot of movies. Like I said, there's 10, but I would do it.
Are you going
It
to count
definitely has
Spiral
to.
in the series?
Yeah, I count Spiral as Saw 9.
Okay.
All right, so that's the review. That's the review. What's going to be the next movie that we review, Casey?
Well, I thought we were if it's still okay, I thought we were gonna switch it up, right? The genre's now gonna be comedy
Oh,
horror.
you have to do one in the same genre, but the next genre can be. I mean, we did do
Oh, is that
comedy
it?
horror for the first
Oh,
three.
okay.
So I don't know if we want to space that one out a little bit more, but we can come back because there's a lot of options. But yeah, you got to pick one
I
slasher movie, and then we can change the genre for next time.
didn't catch that
Oh.
notification. Oh, Daniel. Thank you for the like. Daniel's watching.
Oh, thanks, hey.
We were just talking
I
about
didn't-
you going to see Bruce Almighty. No. Wait, yeah.
We were just talking about. Yeah, you guys saw Bruce Almighty, and we were supposed to see Wrong Turn, and then we saw Wrong Turn together the next day. I loved it. I loved Eliza Dushku. I love Emmanuel Chikiri. And then who are the other guys? The one guy was the guy from Dexter, I think, and then the other guy, I don't remember his name, but he played the dad in the remake of Last House on the Left, and I really like that guy. I don't remember his name though, but he's cool.
I just remember Detective Quinn and Faith.
Quinn. Yeah.
She's always gonna be
yeah,
Faith to me.
Detective Quinn. That was oh, Faith. Who's Faith?
She played Faith in Buffy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't really watch a lot of Buffy, so she's Eliza Dushku to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Do you need a minute to think of your movie, Casey?
No, I was trying to ask what genre again. What were we?
We're doing slashers.
Slashers?
started with mine
Yeah.
with Halloween and then Wrong Turn 3.
Yeah.
What's your
Is Wrong
favorite?
Turn really a slasher though? I mean, when you think about it.
See, that's what I was asking about it last time. We determined that it fit the criteria, especially this one because there's just one guy chasing them instead of the three guys. Even though I think the three guys would still count, but it's like it's not a monster movie. I mean, it kind of is, but yeah. So we discussed this last time when I proposed it, and we agreed that it would okay and it would qualify.
See, I'll be honest. I was going solely off of what you guys were saying. I even said that, I believe, because I was like, I don't know the movie
No,
itself, so I wouldn't be able to
I
say
would
it
put
or
it in the
not.
slasher genre.
Huh?
I said I would put it in the slasher genre just because it is, a guy going
That's what I
around
was thinking.
killing people.
It's like people hiding from somebody who's chasing them, chasing them to kill them. And usually in those movies, there's a group of people, and the people get picked off one by one, just like a slasher movie. So
See, I would
I
consider a slasher
felt it
movie
fit for me.
literally the definition of the word. I thought it would have to do with actual stabbing or slicing of people
No,
They
with
like
stab and slice the
blades,
law.
with a blade though, not
They do. They do a
barbed
lot.
wire, not a.
I mean, look at Friday the 13th. Jason kills people a whole lot of different ways, and he's
Yeah, but we all
the
know
king
his
of
primary.
slasher.
But his primary weapon is a machete. You can't be like, oh, his
But he
primary
he
weapon,
doesn't kill everybody though. Like he doesn't kill
or
everybody with a machete.
he would. Yeah, I know.
What would
I
you classify it as? What would you classify it as? The genre of horror movie that it is.
I mean, I would imagine that it would be more. I don't know. I mean, it's like a B movie thriller, like a horror thriller.
Oh,
But
that's it's a genre, but what I don't know if I said genre, but that's the wrong word. Um, but like what type of horror movie? We know it's
Like a
horror thriller.
category.
Yeah, subgenre.
Like I would put it in a
And
slasher because it's just a guy going around killing people
that's
just
why
to kill them.
it's either a slasher or a monster movie, but because I started
here,
thinking about this too, I'm like, what would you qualify House? The Hills Have Eyes or whatever. Like
hey,
it's
I have
kind
the
of
answer.
I don't.
something, but they're more monstrous in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think that
I
he's
have it.
necessarily a monster. He's just
Yeah, because they're
super
human.
super inbred.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
and Hills Have
We
Eyes.
can
They're
hear
like
you.
deformed.
You're just video's gone.
Yeah, I know. I had to back out of it so I could look it up. The genres that Google even classifies it as is horror, action, thriller, documentary, cannibal, suspense, drama, psychological thriller, crime film, body horror, psychological fiction, crime fiction. At no point, even in subcategories, is that a slasher. If anything, I guess the cannibal would probably be closer, just because that the whole way he
Yeah,
murders people is to eat people. So you could
I
call
can
it.
say that if we can put cannibal as a genre, I could see that. I didn't realize that's a genre in itself, but that makes sense.
I mean, couldn't you classify Hills Has Eyes as a cannibal film? I mean, don't they eat people in there?
I don't know if they eat them or not. I think they just patty cake them and kill them.
I know they do that too, but I thought it was like a combo. I mean,
I don't
I
know. I don't
know
know if they eat them or not. They probably do.
I remember
I would
seeing the
consider.
second one in theater, and I was supposed to see it with Abby, and she couldn't make it. So I was like, okay, well, I'm already here. I'm gonna watch it. And then it was one of those things where it was like, we'll go tomorrow, since you got school, you know. And we met up, and I was like, you're not gonna like this. It shows something like
Yeah, those movies
extremely,
no.
extremely graphic,
Yeah.
super uncomfortable.
Okay, so I'll concede it's not a slasher, so that's what I'm. Even though again we did discuss it last time, and I still think it fits the criteria, but I wasn't considering cannibal as a subgenre. But anyway, so what would you like? And if you have a comedy horror movie that is also a slasher movie, you can pick that too.
No, it's okay. I mean, the one I
Slasher's
would
the
pick
more
would the one I would pick is considered a slasher, but that's because it rips on it. essentially, is what it is. It's like it's the Scary Movie 2. It's my favorite one. It would be that or the first one. It rips on Scream.
Scary Movie 2 is more ghost. Scary Movie 1 is more slasher.
Yeah,
I would just put them in comedy in general.
that's why if I was going comedy, I would do that. But if I had to say slasher, it would be Scary Movie 1 because they do rip a lot of the idea from.
It is a parody of a
But
slasher movie. So
if
technically
I
that
had
would
to
count.
go with a slasher, kind of want to go. Kind of want to go with Child's Play.
The first one?
I'd go with the first one because I like starting it off there. That way, for future episodes, we can continue it instead of having to like go back to it. That's the only thing about doing Wrong Turn 3 that kind of was a little off to me because it felt weird to start with the third one.
You just don't need to know anything else like from the other ones. I mean, once it gets to 4, you don't need to know anything else, but it's a prequel, so it's nice knowing the stuff that's going to happen later. Don't know that you necessarily need it. And then I think maybe 6, again, you don't need it, but it's nice to have it. You don't need it to understand anything though, really.
Okay.
Just
don't-
just in the 6th one, just knowing that there are 5 more is enough to for what that 6th one is to sink in.
Like
It's good though. The end of that one, it's crazy.
they're not like a Child's Play where there's like a story that progresses through each one. They're just
Yeah,
No, I get it. I get what he said. I'm not lost. I know.
but
There's no
I'm
real
right there.
timeline and
I'm
storyline
I'm
for
still
it.
doing Child's Play 1. I love that movie, and it just gives me another reason to watch it. You know.
Okay.
The second one was my favorite for a long time, and I think that I like Curse of Chucky the best, but only because it brought it back, and it did such a good job of tying the new generation of Chucky into the old one, and then progressed into the TV show. Like in the TV shows, I still have only seen season 1, but it's great. I'm 100% down with that. I'm on board.
Yeah. See,
I'm
Child's
trying
Play was the first horror movie that I actually watched.
I'm
I
trying to
remember when
watch
I
season
was.
2.
What's that?
Said I started season 2, but it's not the same as season 1.
Really? Like the whole setting's different, or you're just saying like the way it's presented, the way it's shot?
It feels very different.
Mm.
Kind of
I
a
mean, I'm
little
still
different
watching
tone.
it. I love that Brad Dourif's still doing the voice and
Yeah.
stuff, and it was cool that we got to see Devin Sawa in season 1. Just haven't seen him in anything. Can you guys hear me, or did I cut out?
No, I can hear you.
I can hear
Sorry,
you. Yeah.
I just got quiet.
It's my headphone died. I had to switch to the other one.
There's like a slight delay from when you start talking to when we hear you. It's like the old Godzilla movies where your mouth starts moving
Gojira,
and yeah.
Godzilla. All right. So what's next? Next we got the Would You Rather.
Oh yeah, are we there yet? Are we already at the end? All right. So my would you rather is would you rather not be able to burp for the rest of your life, or would you rather not be able to fart for the rest of your life?
Uh,
That's a tough one.
I'd
There are going to be
rather
repercussions. You still have the need to do them. You just can't.
Yes.
Is that right? Am I understanding that right?
Yes, you still have the need, but you just can't do it.
Oh, that's such a hard choice.
uh,
It would
the-
Like
if,
you
depend on what.
want to, but your body doesn't allow you to. It's like you
Mhm.
have the need, but your body doesn't allow you to have like be able to complete it.
What about when you poop? You're not farting then?
Air escapes when you poop because there has to be at least air between your poops. But that's the only way. and it's not satisfying.
Like pooping's not satisfying.
Pooping is satisfying, but the release of gas is temporary. It's a
Do you relieve
temporary
that
release of
pressure
gas.
though? Do you relieve that pressure still, or is that medical aspect, that gastrointestinal backup, is that still there? Or does that get relieved as you poop?
Technically, it gets relieved, but don't forget, you'd have to eat constantly, and it'd be hours in between, so you're still suffering with gastrointestinal pain.
Hmm.
You'd be
At a
doing that
time.
anyway from not being able to burp.
Yeah,
See, either way, it'd be so painful. It's such a hard choice.
but you can relieve the internal gas from burping by throwing up.
That's not that bad.
See? See? That's still that's
But
still
every
a,
time you had to burp, you threw up, or just you would have to make yourself throw up if you wanted to relieve that pressure?
you'd have to make yourself throw up to relieve that pressure.
Burping, like I said, burping comes in handy.
I'd rather be able to burp and not fart because it's still going to come out when I shit.
See, that seems like the most. That seems like
But
the most.
That and I'm
you
not
gotta
going to.
ask yourself,
That and
how
I'm not going to
often
be
do you
like.
feel like you gotta burp over feeling like you gotta fart? Like how often do you feel like, oh, I need to burp right now, over
I
feeling
burp
like,
more
oh,
than I
maybe I
fart
need to
because
burp.
I drink a soda.
Yeah,
See, I
yeah. I would
don't
say
drink
I'd burp
sodas.
more.
So
I
you might end up having to change your diet. Instead, sodas wouldn't be satisfying anymore. They would leave you.
Me personally, I don't fart as much as I look like I do. Like it's just not as much, you know. So
that
maybe
that and it's
I would have to poop more often though. Like at least I would think I would, and I'd have to rush to the bathroom. And then you'd sit down, and if you don't have to actually poop, then nothing would come out, and you would get no relief. Oh,
Nope.
it'd be terrible.
I would just be like I wouldn't have to play that game anymore of is this a fart or is this a poop?
Like if you know something's gonna come out, then you know what it is.
Like
At least
like
you have
True.
that. You got that feeling you got to do it. So if you gamble, if you push, so it comes out, it's poop. So you can't push. You still have to be on the toilet to gamble. I guess that wouldn't be a gamble then, but it could be a time. It could be a waste of time. You have to pull over, get out, go to the bathroom, and then nothing happens, and you still have that feeling. Ah, it sounds like misery. This is terrible.
It's terrible either way.
Definitely the would you rather when we just had to like fondle our dads and stuff like that.
there'd be
Okay,
no
okay. If I had to pick, I would say not be able to fart.
Okay.
I'm gonna agree with my brother.
I'm just doing it because it gets rid of that. Is this a fart or is this a poop? And and you're taking a 50-50 gamble when you're like, eh, oh no, it's the other
I
one.
think I think we've all gambled before.
Yeah, and lost.
Yesterday was the closest I ever came as an adult from all the Z pack that they have me on for being sick. I pulled into my work yard and I was disconnecting my trailers and I was like felt a rumble and I was like this doesn't feel like a fart, so like I hauled ass over to the door. Like I dropped my trailers and I didn't do everything I was supposed to. Like you're supposed to take your dolly and put it back with the dollies and I was like fuck this. And like I made it into the bathroom and as I was sitting down it was just like I was like if I was
I've definitely
2 seconds later it would have been in my underwear. It was bad.
That's a close call.
That's the closest I ever came. It's the closest I ever want to come.
I've uh I've never come that close without crossing the line. So, but different circumstances. Have I already told the story?
Maybe.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's. I'm sorry. Is it that one?
Is it the bear
Yeah.
hug one? The bear hug?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still feel bad about that.
That was funny. I remember it fondly. In the moment, it was like, this sucks, but I remember you had me up in your arms, and after it happened, my body just went weak, and I gave up, and you were just holding me up in the air, and I was just hanging there.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
That's funny. Good.
I
I feel
remember.
bad because I feel like I'm laughing at you, but it's no, it's just
It's in
that's
front
a
of
good
Everett's
story.
house.
That's another thing, semi-related. I'll always remember it. You can cut this out of the final if you don't want it, but I don't think you care. Uh, One time we went to the movies, and I had to go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. I don't remember if I was in a stall peeing or if I was sitting down, but I would assume I was sitting down. And all of a sudden, I hear Arlie's voice from the next stall, and he goes, "Hey Pat, check this out." And I just kind of turned and faced the wall of the stall, not knowing what to expect. And then I was like, "What's that? You know, what's going on?" All of a sudden, I noticed there was just pee coming underneath the stall. There's just pee on the ground underneath the stall. Heck,
I, I
I
thought
had to lift my feet up so I could. I was like, man, people use these things. I use public bathrooms.
I remember what. Oh god, that reminds me of the one time that we were in fucked up to think about it because I love the store,
Shit.
but when we were when we were in Bookman's,
I
do
don't
you remember?
remember this.
I don't know if you want me to tell this story though.
You're welcome to.
Okay, so we were both in Bookman's and we had just finished eating I think Lenny's right before we went in, and we
Tasty.
both had to we both had to take a shit at the same time. So he 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 did kind of what you did, and he was like, "Hey Casey, look at this," and, I look over to the stall just to look at it, and all I see is can't even say it. All I see is poop.
So disrespectful. So
All I see is poop hit the floor, and I'm like, the first thing I think about is how the fuck it looked. Sorry, I
Yeah,
can't even.
but like a chocolate milk.
It looked. I believe it was when you were drinking all that blue juice.
Blue Justice.
So it was just.
It was neon green. Like
Oh wow.
like the palm tree on like the palm tree color behind you. It was like it was neon green.
Oh wow. So disrespectful. So disrespectful.
Ah. I've grown up since then.
Oh, I forgot, but right before we finish, change the subject. But I saw Thanksgiving. I told you that, right?
Yeah.
I thought that it was really good. I called who the killer was. Like it was a strong guess, and I wasn't sure. But at one point, you see him and you think he's dead, but you didn't see him die. Like, okay, yeah, he's definitely the killer. But I liked it. I thought it was really good. Really liked it. Way to go,
Oh,
Eli Roth.
what was your favorite kill?
Oh God, I had this the other day, but now it's been a minute since I watched it. So give me a second here.
Can I just add that I have not seen it yet because I
You're what?
wasn't. I have not finished it yet.
Okay. Well, we'll come back. We'll wait till season 2, then we'll do a full review, and I'll watch it again, and I'll pick out my kill. I know at the time I saw it, I was like, I'm going to mention this as my favorite kill, and now I just can't remember because it's been like 3 weeks since I watched it.
I'll save
Yeah,
mine.
I started it, and I'm pretty sure she died. So if she did die, I'd say my favorite scene was like pretty early in the movie. But I'll like you said, I'll save it
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
haven't seen it.
And we'll throw that in, and we'll do a double review on one episode. I
Yeah,
guess we kind of did that today with Miss Marvel, except for you guys hadn't seen it, so I don't really count that, even though we could clip it.
like your description telling us like how your that could have been like how your week went because you saw it this week. I'm assuming. Or when did you see it?
Yeah, I think I watched it last week,
Okay, so there.
this past week.
It was a recap of how your holidays were.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. So next week, we're looking at Child's Play, for sure, and I'll get my Would You Rather refined. And should we give him another chance for the Brotherhood next week, or should we make him wait a twofer? Wait for 2.
You know, you want to end with your would you rather? I put it in the title of the description, sorta.
Of this one?
Yeah,
Oh lordy.
kind of.
Okay.
I thought we were gonna do all 3. So it's a
I'm gonna give it a shot.
like I thought we were gonna end on yours, since we typically end
Okay,
on
here it
them.
is. Here it is. You're just finishing up a delicious meal at a Lolo's Chicken and Waffles, and you discover that you don't have your cards on you. The only thing you have is one $100 bill, and you didn't notice until this moment that you take it out to pay that it has the N word written on it with a hard R. Would you rather pay for your meal with that bill or dine and dash?
I'd pay with the bill.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd pay
No
with the bill.
hesitation?
No,
No, I would
No
just
hesitation.
I'd look him.
I would
I'd look at him
prefer-
like this too when I hand it to him. You ready?
Oh. So you pick it up like this, like you pick up the bill like
Just hold
this,
it up.
so it's so clearly legible. You don't even stand like that casually. You're like, I don't know, man. I never dined in that in my life. I think that might be something that I would strongly consider in that moment. Otherwise, I would over-explain it and be over-apologetic, and it would just come off looking worse than it is. I think. I don't know.
I just like keep the change.
That kind of helps. That kind of helps right there.
Keep the change.
I don't know. I don't know. I have a hard time using that bill. I maybe try to make an excuse like, oh, I left my wallet in the car, and then I'd rush I'm running up my card debt, go to a bank, deposit it, and withdraw some dollar bills. But I mean, in this scenario, you have to do one or the other.
You sounded
I'm
like
not.
kind of robotic-ish.
can I
Oh,
at Lolo's they still have to take it like it's still a like a service. So they still come to you for the check or whatever, with the booklet. So I would I'd fold it backwards and put it in there and then tell them to keep the change so they don't see it right away. And then I just get up and leave immediately.
you don't think like any of your information is going to pop up on Twitter or Facebook that night? There's not going to be a picture of your receipt and like a whole story about how you paid with this bill. You don't think that's going to happen?
Even if they did? even if they did, they would have to pull the camera footage if they wanted any proof of my name or face. And if they
pull
did
the
that,
they post a picture of you like
hey, that was his take. I snuck it in there like a ninja. If they decided to slander me, I would just counter with a lawsuit and be like, you wanna act like I wrote that name, then I want you to prove that I wrote that on there.
this is legal tender and it's all that I have to pay with.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
If I had to,
the cameras prove that I didn't write it that day,
I
so I could
mean,
easily be like, I got it from the bank. I didn't see that.
if I could afford to give the change, I would do that and then just get the hell out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would do. That or I would ask for a pen and then just scribble over it.
That's a thought.
Yeah. And then I would be like, here you go. And then
Change,
when they ask me like, why did you write on the bill? I'm like,
change,
oh, no reason.
change the N to a W.
Just add the line.
Cross the ER out and write an A next to it.
We guys. And I just try to squeeze an A in there and be like, it's supposed to say Niagara. It's Niagara Falls.
All right, I don't know. I'm dining and dashing. I'm leaving. I might come back to settle up later, but I'm out of there.
Would you explain to him why?
No.
Like I opened up my wallet and it had the
No.
N word on it with the hard R.
No,
And
I wouldn't.
swastika over the eagle emblem.
If I could have that talk with him, then I can explain to him, hey, I didn't write this. I just noticed that this was like this on the bill, but I don't. I don't have that in me. And I'll come back and maybe I'll say, oh, I know I didn't have my wallet. I was embarrassed. I just dropped it. I'm going to settle up. Like maybe I'll do something like that, but maybe not. I don't know. I might just leave and never come back ever.
They're
Yeah,
like, thank you for being honest. At least you weren't like this other guy who just held it up and looked at us.
Yeah, I got that. I got that going for me.
Like, I want my change, all of it.
I want every cent of this change.
that'd be the worst. If you're like, I want my change, all of it.
That.
They're like, sir,
Because I know I'm stab that.
your bill was only like $7, and I expect $93 back.
That's a funny look. Yeah, that makes that so faulty. I don't know if I like skinned my finger right here or if this is a splinter. I think it's just skin, but it feels weird. Might just rip it off and see what happens.
You'd be like,
All right.
go to rip it off, and it just starts peeling up all the skin.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that at all.
You just start seeing muscle underneath.
No. Forget that. Forget that nonsense. Somebody once called out of work because of a hangnail that got really bad. And I'm like, whatever. And then I Googled like a bad hangnail and I'm like, oh, no, please, no. I'm never, ever going to have that happen to me, ever. Have you ever seen that, Casey?
A bad hangnail?
Yeah, it can rip like all the way down your finger. Ugh,
Yeah.
disgusting. Don't want
I've
no part
had
of that.
I've had one
Don't
rip up until the first knuckle, or almost the first knuckle. It was like halfway in
No,
between the first knuckle
no,
and the end of the cuticle.
no. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that shit fucking hurt for like 2 weeks.
Forget it. Forget it. Get some liquid Band-Aid.
Forget about
Ugh.
it.
Ciao, Murphy.
You think
All right,
people
boys.
think I'm a failure because I go home to Starla at night? Forget about it.
Forget about it.
You think people want to get roundhouse kicked while I'm wearing these?
I'm wearing these bad boys. You think I get like this because I walk around dressed like Peter Pan here? Forget about it. Another quotable movie. All those quotes happened in like what 10 seconds in the movie.
Yeah.
But you gotta admit, man, Diedrich Bader is a hell of a side character.
I love Dietrich Bader. Everything he's in. He's a great voice of Batman in the Harley Quinn animated show. He's a fan, especially because he's so serious in it, and like it would sound good as a serious Batman, but it's extra funny in the show because like he's really serious, but nothing else is, so it comes off as over the top serious, you know. He's good though. I love Dietrich Bader.
Yeah.
Grab my arm. Other arm. My other arm.
Alright,
Gonna break the wrist, walk away. Break the wrist, walk away.
anything else?
That's where Jake got his finishing move from.
And
little-
his wrestling name.
Oh, jeez.
No, I'm good. I gotta get back. I'm out right now. I gotta go grocery shopping, and then I gotta cook. It's already way later than it should be.
Yes. All right. Next week, then we will get back together and we will discuss Child's Play and whatever else we think of throughout the week.
Or maybe I'll think of another would you rather.
Yeah,
That sounds good. Sounds good.
that was good.
All right, for this last part, Casey, for this very last part, you have to sit there and remain silent, okay? No big deal. That's just that's just how it works. Okay, it doesn't matter
So
at all.
close. So
Okay.
close. You were like right there.
Yeah,
Right there.
Even
You were,
even
like, right
tied. It was that close. That close.
You were like
All
right
right,
there.
until next week. Bye, brother.
Bye, brother.
Bye.